Almost everyone has felt lower back pain, and if you haven't yet, chances are you will at some point. It's a nearly universal experience, and most of the time, it's not caused by a serious injury. The real problem? We spend hours sitting, often with poor posture, and when we try to make up for it in the gym, we end up using the wrong movements, putting even more stress on the spine. But this video isn't about treating pain. We're not talking about pills, massages, or diagnoses. The goal here is to strengthen your lower back using simple, low-impact exercises that help you regain control, build stability, and move without fear. No fluff, just what really works. And it doesn't stop there. Along with the 5 exercises that will help protect your spine, I'll also show you a few common movements you should avoid, especially if you're dealing with back pain or still building core control. These choices matter more than most people realize. Let's dive in. The bridge is one of those exercises that often surprises people. It looks simple, but when done with intention, it becomes incredibly powerful. It activates the glutes and the muscles surrounding the spine, and that makes a huge difference for anyone looking to protect their lower back during training and in everyday movement. By lifting the hips without exaggeration, keeping the spine neutral and the core gently engaged, the body learns to distribute force more efficiently. That means less strain on the wrong muscles and more stability where it matters most, especially for those who feel lower back tension after sitting too long. This isn't just about strength, it's about correcting the imbalances that silently build up over time. Weak glutes and tight hip flexors often tilt the pelvis forward, forcing the lumbar spine into an unhealthy curve. That postural distortion is a common culprit behind chronic discomfort. The bridge helps reverse that, retraining key muscles to fire correctly and restoring structural alignment. And when that happens, movements like lifting, standing, or even walking become more efficient and less painful. It's a small shift that leads to big results in both performance and daily comfort. If you're ready to apply this, start with 2 sets of 10 reps, holding for a 2-second pause at the top while really squeezing your glutes. Once that feels solid, progress to single-leg bridges or elevate your feet on a bench to increase the challenge. No gym, no machines, just focused effort. Over time, you'll notice muscles that used to stay dormant suddenly playing an active role in your workouts. And when the body starts stabilizing itself from the ground up, everything else gets stronger, which brings us to the next key movement. Let's move on to the second exercise, and it's one that can completely shift how you train your core. The hollow body crunch might look simple, but it teaches you something most people never truly master: how to activate your abs without placing unnecessary strain on your lower back. Instead of yanking yourself off the floor like in a sit-up, the focus here is on a subtle posterior pelvic tilt, pressing your lower back into the ground while lifting your shoulders just enough to engage your core. It's about control, not momentum, and that control leads to real strength. This position creates a short lever over the lumbar spine, reducing pressure while maximizing abdominal tension. It prevents your hip flexors from taking over, a common issue in traditional core exercises. Whether you're into general fitness, sports, or even advanced bodybuilding, this movement helps you build a solid base of core stability. It teaches your body to brace before any powerful movement, whether you're lifting a heavy dumbbell, doing squats, or simply picking up your kid. That kind of strength doesn't just protect your spine, it improves everything around it. To apply it properly, lie on your back with your knees bent and feet lifted off the ground. Press your lower back firmly into the floor, tilt your pelvis slightly backward, and lift your shoulders a few centimeters while keeping your abs tight. Extend your arms straight up toward the ceiling. This adds an extra challenge to your core and helps you maintain alignment. Hold that position for 5 to 10 seconds, focusing on calm breathing and full body control. Repeat for a few rounds. It's quiet, low impact, but extremely effective. And just when you feel stable, the next movement demands even more precision. Now let's dive into the third exercise, and don't let its simplicity fool you. The bird dog may look easy, but try doing it with full control and you'll quickly realize how much it challenges your body. By extending one arm and the opposite leg while keeping your spine steady, you're training contralateral coordination, something we rely on constantly in daily life. Walking, running, reaching, carrying, they all depend on this crossbody pattern. This move teaches your body to stabilize during motion, and that's one of the pillars of injury-free training. It activates your spinal extensors, core, glutes, and shoulders, all at once, and all without placing unnecessary load on your lower back. That's why it's one of the best choices for people dealing with lumbar sensitivity or muscular imbalances. And here's the interesting part. It reveals weaknesses you might not notice otherwise. If you feel wobbly lifting one leg more than the other, that could signal a strength deficit that's been affecting your workouts without you even knowing. The bird dog brings those issues to light and helps correct them. To try it now, start on all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale deeply. Then as you exhale, extend your right arm and left leg until they're parallel to the floor. Keep your core braced, spine neutral, and avoid any twisting in your hips. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then return with control. Repeat on the other side and aim for 6 to 10 reps per side. It's a low-impact movement, but packed with valuable lessons. Because before you lift big weights, you need a body that knows how to stay solid in motion. And speaking of mindful movement, the next exercise brings just that, paired with breath and fluid control. Now we've arrived at the fourth exercise, and it's all about flow. The cat-cow is a gentle, rhythmic movement borrowed from yoga that holds serious value for anyone wanting to protect their lower back. It smoothly alternates between spinal flexion and extension, activating deep stabilizer muscles without adding strain or impact. Think of it as lubrication for your spine, and if you've ever felt stiffness or tightness in your lower back, you'll know how powerful that can be. This movement teaches your body how to move again, with control, ease, and balance. What makes this exercise truly special is the constant support from your hands and knees. That setup minimizes shearing forces on the lumbar spine, making it incredibly safe. Plus, the breathing becomes part of the rhythm. Inhale as you arch, exhale as you round, creating a calming, almost meditative connection between mind and muscle. It's perfect for warming up or winding down a workout, especially if you've been sitting a lot or training hard. And the best part? Anyone can do it, regardless of fitness level or training background. To try it, begin on all fours, with your wrists aligned under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Inhale as you lift your head and chest, arching your spine gently and tilting your pelvis. Then exhale as you push the floor away with your hands, round your back like a cat, and tuck your chin toward your chest. Repeat this cycle slowly for 6 to 8 reps, feeling every vertebra move with intention. This isn't just about releasing tension. It's about giving your body permission to move freely again. And right after this wave of mobility comes the final movement, simple, passive, but incredibly intentional. Now we've reached the fifth and final exercise, and sometimes what your body needs most is simply a moment of mindful stillness. The knee to chest stretch is passive, gentle, and surprisingly effective at relieving built-up tension in the lower back. It helps release the paraspinal muscles and reduces pressure on the intervertebral discs, especially after an intense workout or a long day sitting down. It may look like a small movement, but when done with full awareness, it can shift how your body feels in just a few minutes. One of its biggest advantages is that it doesn't require strength or skill, just presence. You simply lie back, breathe, and allow gravity to do the work. This stretch can be helpful for anyone dealing with occasional back pain, morning stiffness, or even general fatigue. It's no surprise that physical therapists, athletes, and yoga instructors often recommend it as a foundational recovery tool. It restores comfort, calms the nervous system, and prepares the body for deeper rest or a more stable return to movement. To try it now, lie on your back with your knees bent. Slowly bring both knees at the same time toward your chest, wrapping your hands around your shins or just below your knees, whichever feels more natural. Keep your shoulders relaxed and breathe deeply, exhaling slowly through your mouth. Let your lower back sink into the floor and hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds. If it feels good, repeat once or twice. It's a perfect way to close the session, because protecting your lower back isn't just about strength, it's also about release, care, and knowing when to soften. Before we wrap things up, there's one more crucial point we need to address. Some exercises that are often used to strengthen the core, like leg lifts and sit-ups, aren't wrong in general. In fact, when performed with control and proper awareness, they can be quite effective. But for people dealing with lower back sensitivity, poor core control, or lack of spinal stability, these movements can do more harm than good. They simply aren't the best solution if your goal is to protect your lumbar spine. Take leg lifts, for example. When the pelvis tilts forward during the movement, the hip flexors take over, placing a long lever of stress on the lumbar region. Sit-ups, especially when done with momentum, tend to rely heavily on the hip flexors too, reducing abdominal activation and increasing spinal load. These exercises demand a strong foundation of motor control and core engagement. Without that, the wrong muscles take over and your lower back ends up paying the price. That doesn't mean these movements should be avoided forever. It just means you need to match the exercise to your current capacity. If you're still building core stability or dealing with pain, safer alternatives are the way to go. Hollow body crunches, for instance, teach pelvic control while minimizing spinal stress. Glute bridges strengthen the support system around the spine. These aren't just substitutions, they're stepping stones. Once your foundation is solid, you can return to more advanced movements with the confidence that your spine is protected. Now that you've learned these 5 key exercises and the ones to avoid, the next step is simple. Start applying what you've learned. Don't wait for the pain to come back or get worse. Your body is already telling you what it needs: stability, strength, and smarter movement. So let me ask you, are you going to keep repeating the same patterns that led to discomfort? Or are you ready to train with intention, to build muscles that actually support you, both in the gym and in daily life? If this video helped you see things differently, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. There's a lot more to uncover about how to build a resilient body, without pain, without fear, and without wasting time on what doesn't work.